Good morning, patients, and welcome to your appointment with Dr. Ferdinand Miel. Please leave your daily stresses and worries outside, grab your go-to cozy drink, and sit back to enjoy our time together. And as always, start your appointment by going down in the comments and letting me know how you're doing. So let's get this going, but I will also, at the same time, pull up my cheat sheet that I have. Excuse me, it is the morning, so pardon me for my scratchy throat. Right, so let me pull up real quick my cheat sheet on my phone. I just thought it was easier to get it on there rather than having it on my computer, because then not only can I follow along as we're playing, I find it's also easier just to take notes. That way I can doodle and I can watch my videos as I'm taking notes, and I have, multiple windows open and all that. Alright, but before we do anything, there is one thing that I need to take care of. We have to, if I'm not getting lost, I just wanted to go and see our musician friend first. Now, where was he? Ah, there we go. Perfect. So I had absolutely no idea where we were going. There we go. Sir, I am so sorry for calling your instrument a liar. Can you imagine my embarrassment when I heard myself say that while I was editing? It's like calling a guitar a piano because they both have strings. I mean, what even? Anyway, let's get to the notebook and let's see how useful studying has been, right? So here's what I have. I've realized that the lines under all the symbols kind of mean a verb in a way. It's an action of sorts. So what I got for this one would be to talk, and we're going to put them in like this first, and then we'll fill these up because I think we can get this one done here. So that would be talk. This is help. That's fine. Those were crops. That was good. I do believe that is the tower. This one, I honestly still have a bit of doubt, but I think it's just like a negative, a negative particle, or something like to stop, or, not necessarily this one here. There was a part where the man, or the person talks about the person talks about their crops. And that's what makes me think it's not necessarily a to stop, or more of a negative kind of thing. So following this, where this one would be talk, because the kind of elongated L means a person, this one would be some kind of priest possibly, or like a speaker in a way, but speaker in a way of someone who presents, And thank you to P and Play for mentioning this. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but there's no reason why we can't have more than one word in one spot, right? So I'll put both here, priest. So this, then for this one here, because these are verbs, this one is watch, of course, and it makes sense, and I'm pretty sure that's that will get us to where we want. This one, there was only one mention of it in everything we have seen so far, so I'm really unsure of that. And this one is still kind of throwing me off a bit. The square space here, that's it's a zone, or it means a space, really. Kind of like how this one is where you keep crops, this one is, it's garden, this one is where you keep the dead, so it's a graveyard. This one is where you keep the god. So I'm thinking either it means the tower itself, but it might also be where you, or the top floor of the tower. So we will put, why capitalize, right? There's no point. But I'm thinking maybe this one would be either the temple or the city itself. So it's where you have the tower, or the towers or buildings, and this would just be a random building, possibly. Oops. Building, please. I have my microphone right in front of, right between my eyes and my keyboard, and I'm kind of at a bit of an awkward angle, so that's why it makes typing difficult. So let's put city. Let's put city. And the last one that I had an idea for. This one I still have no clue. I think there's also only one mention of it. Is this one, which still kind of seem to indicate to guide. So I'll put to guide. And this one even I'll put to talk. Okay, and so then I'm thinking we might not have all of this, because maybe this one we were missing. To free, this one is also unsure, but this I do believe we have everything for. So it would be help, it would be watch, this would be talk, and this one I am very much unsure. I'm not sure if we even have it, to be honest. So we'll try only the ones that we do not know for sure, and then if it doesn't work, well, alright. So then I noticed a place I don't think we have visited yet. Right, actually, let me put away this and I will pull up my camera, so this way I'll be ready whenever something comes up to take a picture. So I noticed there are 2 or even 3 places we have not explored yet that we will go have a look at. But yeah, I've been away last week. And of course that kind of makes it obvious I was on vacation. But oh, that's interesting. That's another puzzle then. Kind of a what was that game where you had to move parked cars? It was a browser-based game back in the day. So my guess is we have to bring this ladder on this end here, and we have to maybe get the doors accessible, or the doors are not accessible, and that is why we have to move the things around. Okay. And the bird is gone. So maybe from inside. And what was it? Was it tab? It wasn't tab. Middle mouse button. There we go. Perfect. So we have also a few hooks. I don't know if we're going to be using them. But before I start thinking about that, and go full silent by means of racking my brain. Racking, not wrecking. Racking my brain. Yes, I was on vacation last week, obviously. If you follow me on Twitter, on Blue Sky, or even I put a short on YouTube showing how I was how I was skiing. How does that work? No, 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 no. Please come here. Yep, thank you. Ah, there we go. And the truth is, I have actually been on vacation for almost a whole month, actually. It's been since the first Sennaar video, really. Almost. It will be pretty much exactly 1 month, actually, once this video comes out. And, I mean, it makes sense. I wanted to start recording and start posting while I was on vacation, of course, because, well, it makes things much easier, makes it easier on me to plan things. I don't know why I'm going after this one, really. Of course, we can't move it. So, there we go. Okay, I think I get it. It was simply making it easier for me to kind of get used to recording and to posting and whatnot. But at the time this video releases, I will be going back to work the next day. So I'm going back to work Sunday after a month. And so I've been in a relaxation mood this whole time. Now it's coming to an end. But, you know, that work is an excuse for drinks, right? Nothing like a nice tall drink after a hard day of work. Right? Well, I'd like to say that, but of course working at night, if I'm honest, I'm really not feeling up to having a big old pint of beer with my breakfast, I'm sure you can all imagine. And to be honest, there's also just a very strict zero tolerance policy on alcohol, which obviously makes sense. Alright, so we have that, and then we can move this the right way. Hopefully, I mean, technically we cannot move it front and back, but oh, it's to get the key from the, well, there's the music. Well, I say a key, but who knows? A coin. So maybe this is what we will give to the person outside of the I'll call it the necropolis for now, because I have no better idea. So then there's nothing else here. Okay, that's fine. No problem with that. We'll go and we'll explore the zones we haven't explored yet. There's another... Aha! So music merchant. Perfect. Or merchant, I say that, but then we have another symbol here that I used for key. And this was the open, so maybe it's... it represents an object, so this would be a music, and this would be an object that makes music, the same way as this is to open, and this is an object to open things. Very good. So let's take a quick picture here, although it's quite simple. I think we should. Let's do that. Musical object. Let's call it that, and let's put music for this one then. What I realized though is that I do not have, I mean, I have the screenshots on my computer, but I don't have them on my phone. Hello, musical object, which is just the plural when they use both. You to guide music, or to make, possibly then. Okay, well that's good, that's good. We'll take pictures of all of that. One here and one here. And we have new words. And that's another action word or a verb. Excellent, excellent. We're getting there. And there's another word. A potion. So this is an apothecary or a chemist, possibly. Because it looks like the same here. So it's a helping item. Excellent, excellent. We're learning. Helping, yes. Helping item. Okay, let me grab, it's the morning actually. It's quite early in the week and it's quite early in the day as well. So let me just grab a sip of coffee real quick. Good. But as I was mentioning, I'll start work tomorrow, and that's when the real test begins. That's when we'll see if I can truly. So this is a crop market. I think we can fairly certainly we'll call it crop. Actually, I called it an object. But then if I call that one a crop market, then it makes no sense, does it? That word again, we'll take a picture of that one. Because it's in a different context. And you seek. I wonder if this was an. You want to buy, you want to barter, maybe. I wonder if this was the same. No, they were just using the crops, right? And there was a conversation at one point between two people in the fast travel station. I don't know, TV. What would you call that? So that's musical instruments. Is that a pot? Seriously, that's throwing me off. That's throwing me off so much. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And then this one is keys. So, I mean, but then that's the pottery maker. So it's not. They're not crops. They're pots. Why would you do that to me? Okay, so let's do as was suggested, and crops and pots. I mean, it's, well, I don't know if it's the most different thing. You put plants in pots, but well, it's not exactly the same now, is it? So we'll see if I can keep on top of things, and if I can actually keep up with everything, and it will be a real test of my scheduling and my organizational skills. Really, we're gonna see if they are up to the task. Right, so I mentioned we had a few spots. Oh, well, that was one of the spots you know what? Let's try this man. Let's see if he would take the coin. Yes, and that he does. Perfect. And this is what I meant by the necropolis. Human tower building. I guide you. So guide seems like this would make very much a lot of sense. So it might not be guide then. It might very much not be guide. So there was this section here. There was this one here, and then there was the one we went at the bottom. Okay, so let's check this one here. I don't remember if I ever mentioned. Aha. Superb. So now we can fill these ones. Graveyard, the garden, and... Oh, wait, actually... Oh, yes. I wasn't exactly sure. Church. Well, I was quite far. Abbey. Oh, come on. That's cheap. My voice going through puberty here. That's cheap. Church and abbey, two different words. I mean, they are two different words, but honestly, I personally, this is one thing I'm not exactly sure of the difference between the two. Is an abbey where you have priests living, would that be it? And then the church is the actual religious place. I mean, that's English second language for you, right? So it is garden. Excellent. Okay, so we'll leave them as crops then. So it's not a pottery maker, he's just making the pot for the crops. Or not really. If this is an object, then that means it is the pot. Because it's a plant object, or an object to put the plants in. Good, 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 good. And this will try to find more context for it. So then I will put this one as pot / plant pot. Right. Let's keep exploring this zone here. So I don't know if I've mentioned how I work 1 week on, 1 week off. Basically, 1 week on, 1 week off. It's not exactly that, but close enough. And I start in the middle of 1 week and I finish in the middle of the other week. I just happen to start Sunday because that's when my vacation ends. That's when the schedule actually starts. The week starts on the Sunday. But I won't waste too much time on this. It won't technically impact the releases of the videos, but I'd rather keep everyone in the know. How I set up my work days is that I have breakfast at home right as I come in after work, right? So I finish work, I get home, I have breakfast, and I go to bed right away, as early as possible. Usually it happens to fall between 9 and 9:30, so that makes sense. They want to talk to the priest. And I get up around 4, or I get up around 4. I set my alarm around 4. And to me, you know, it's 7 hours of sleep. That sounds reasonable to me. And when I'm on my week off, then I go back to living during the day. So that's not exactly... It doesn't sound right to have a negative then. So let's take a picture of this one. So I go back to day living when I'm on my off week. I know a lot of people say you should not do that. You shouldn't revert. It screws up your schedule and whatnot. But you know, whatever. I want to I want to exist with so a prophet. Okay, I want to exist with others, right? That's at some point. And so I've been doing this for almost exactly 7 years now. Now, where are you? Speaker priest. Let's put that as prophet as well, but they can... well, let's take out prophet then. They can mean pretty much the same thing. So 7 years it's been. I've been doing this. Maybe even a bit more. I'm not exactly sure. I've been working longer than that, but at night it's been about 7 years. And the thing is, now I'm starting to have a hard time staying asleep. So we'll put this one as dead, we will put this one as a speaker, and then this one should be, because we already have, no, we do not have the crops. Preacher. Plant. Good, we're filling the book, that's great. I'm loving it. Wait, oh, so this is music. I hadn't noticed the first one. We have this one. Or we don't. So would this be... No, it cannot be the... Well, there we go. So I'm having a hard time staying asleep now. I have my alarm set for 4 p.m. but make create. Okay, and that's it. Music and music instruments. So that is an object, and that's great. So I still would then this one be aha. Love, like, why would you put that second person as a shadow with slanted eyes like that? It makes me think it's like malice, so it's evil. It's throwing me off with their things here. But yeah, I put my alarm at 4, but I've been starting for almost a year at least, I would say. To wake up closer to 3 p.m. or even 2:30 p.m. So we can... you know what? We'll leave them be for the moment, because we found some new words, so now I can talk to the man. I'll help you. And so that missing hour, and that's even if I... Okay. And what? Go to the... You're seeking the preacher. Go to the garden. The preacher loves the garden. We're seeking the pot. So that's it. Even if I do go to bed at 9 or 9:30, I mean, sometimes I have a few things to take care of, so I can't even go to bed that early. So that hour or more that I lose, I mean, if I end up sleeping about 6 hours, so this one here, I end up sleeping about 6 hours, and I mean, to be honest, 6 hours of day sleep is never as good as 7 hours of night sleep. For most people anyway, simply because the human body really isn't meant for it. Hang on, let me have a look. So it's a solid color, half and half, and then solid color, half and half, right here. I mean, the human body really isn't meant to sleep during the day. So as you can imagine, after my 6th or 7th shift, and I'm not even done, I'm starting to get quite tired. So we found a new key, but I'm not exactly sure where it would go. But we have it, so that's good. And it's starting to impact my work a bit. And this is going, I said I wouldn't waste too much time, but now I'm wasting a lot of time, but it is relevant to us. So that's it. I'm starting to, I get really tired by the end of my rotation. And it would make sense that it impacts my work because, well, I mean, technically I'm using that brain to work, and it's not necessarily something I want. Having, being less, well, just in general, being less at work, really. And it's quite uncomfortable, to be fair. I mean, if you get really tired, you get migraines, you get this, you get that. Let's go back to the musicians. I want to see if they have new words that have been used and some that are missing, so we get new context.
Hey.
I love music. That makes a lot of sense, and we cannot interact with the musician still. So what I've been thinking is filling two needs with one deed, in a way. God loves us. Love makes so much sense. The imagery they used in the notebook, that I will not forgive. So yeah, I wanted to use these appointments to kind of maybe, or have an excuse to kind of push sleep time a bit. This way I would be able to record the appointments. We'll go back to the temple and we'll call it up there. That's it. I wanted to use these appointments, so I instead of going to bed right away in the morning, I would push that sleep time a bit. It would let me record in the morning instead of in the evening, and I feel like maybe it would help me make a true clear mental cut between a work mindset and a not work mindset, in a way. And the hope with that being that if I go to bed from say 11 p.m. To 6 p.m. instead of well, I have absolutely no clue what I'm doing here. Right, so let's go back to the cemetery actually. And so ideally, if I sleep later and if I have something to really break my work time and my home time, then I would be able to stay asleep longer. And maybe also if I go to bed a bit later, then I would be a bit more tired. But I'm hoping with that I'll be able to stay asleep, really. Can we do anything here? Because the statues are back to where I thought they would be supposed to go. But anyway, even saying that, I'll let myself go back to work first. I mean, one thing at a time, right? I also don't want to have too much new stuff all at once. So I'll start by learning how to balance the appointments and my hospital shifts, and we'll see about the new schedules after a while, after maybe a couple of rotations. But in any case, I will keep you all in the loop. And also, do let me know if you have your own special routines, to rituals or whatever habits to clear your heads after leaving the office, whether it's a proverbial office or not. Let me know what you do to try and relax after a long day. But anyway, I think that's good for now. We didn't really have a precise goal in mind for this one. I'd call this a very big success, and regardless of what we achieved, or even if we hadn't achieved much, the whole point here is to spend time together, and I think we managed to have quite a bit of fun. Success is always quite fun, if I'm honest, and also we had a relaxing time. That's always a win. So anyway, I hope you have been able to make the most of our appointment. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications so you won't miss any of our future ones. And until next time, remember to slow down and to take care of yourself. À la prochaine!